Hi guys, so sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I was sick again. I had the flu, or I still have it, but so I've got like a sore throat, runny nose, and I have a cough every now and then. But so yes, so sorry if you guys like hear me blow my nose or anything during the video. Sorry about that. But um, this issue is the first appearance of the Inhumans properly. Medusa and Gorgon. Gorgon was introduced last issue. Medusa was introduced, I think, number 36, Fantastic Four number 36 or 35, or something like that. She was with the Frightful Four. But now the other Inhumans like Black Bolt and Karnak and them get introduced. So the fabulous FF are stunned by the discovery that among us hide the Inhumans. Quick, Johnny, grab my hands before it's too late. Will do. But what about poor Ben? Don't worry about me, kid. Save Reed. He's the one who really counts. I've been nothing but a thorn in your side for months anyway. In case you goofed off last ish, here's what you missed. The gigantic dragon man flew off with Reed Richards' bride, while a mysterious being named Gorgon finally succeeded in capturing Medusa as well. Then, to prevent the FF from pursuing him, Gorgon caused this entire deserted building to collapse with an awesome, ear-shattering kick. So, incredible story by Stan Lee, incomparable penciling by Jack Kirby, invincible inking by Joe Sinnott, inevitable lettering by Artie Simic. We're not forgetting you, big fella. Good boy, Johnny. Make a giant sling of my body. Now whip it around, that's it. We did it, we caught Ben. Whoa, I'll never knock that human rubber band again. But then, Reed, do something fast. I can't hold on any longer. You and Ben are too heavy. I gotta let go. That's all right, boy. Drop us, don't worry. Have to let go. I failed both of you when you needed me most. But Reed and Ben are now close enough to the ground for both of them to survive the fall in their own imitable manner. Lucky he hung on to us till he was over this anyhow. Was over this on. Pretty cozy being able to roll up like a ball so you can roll with the impact. Hey, why don't you answer me, mister? Reed, you okay? The fall? I'm out. It's all right, Ben. Just had the wind knocked out. Now that's over. How about telling me what that fight was all about? All I know about it is... Hold it, Ben. It's not over yet. Have you forgotten? Dragon Man captured Sue and flew out with her. Johnny, don't waste a second. Take to the air. Try to spot him. I'll find them. If they're anywhere in sight, they won't get away from me. Even if she is Mrs. Reed Richards now, she's still my sister. And no flying gargoyle is getting her away from us. There they are. Dragon Man is about as easy to miss as a H-bomb's mushroom cloud. Blast it. I can't really pepper him for fear of hitting Susie. Johnny, don't! Go back, I'm all right, Johnny! He can't hear me, over the roar of the wind and the Dragon Man's flapping wings. So he's... Look out, Johnny! His flaming breath is like a hot thermal burst. Johnny, if only you could hear me! Boy. That was the close... Yeah. Boy, that was a close one. I almost got caught in the blast. Caught by his thermal heat hitting the atoms of the air. I better watch out. I'm beginning to sound like Reed. But now I'm through kidding around. Sue, close your eyes. I'm gonna really let go now, sis. Don't know if she can hear me, but she knows what I'm planning. She's covering her eyes with her hands. Then once again straining his fantastic flaming power to the utmost, the Human Torch suddenly generates a near-nova amount of white light, causing himself to glow like a blazing sun. It's working! The shock caught him full in the eyes. He can't see. Perfect. It brought him down to earth with Sue. He released her as he landed. Now I can tear into him. But then the startled Torch hears his sister shout. Roar! Don't do it, Johnny. Stay back. Leave him to me. I'll handle him. But now let's change our scene for a moment, as fate toys with her many mystic human strands. Hey, Sandman, you won't act so high and mighty now. You'll never bust out of that cell. Suck that door, all of you. Want to, tough guy. Nothing can seep through that solid 12-inch block of plastic. Thum, boo. And within the specially built prison cell we find,
the wizard's in the prison hospital after his fight with the thing, so he can't help us. But Medusa is still free. What's stopping her from getting us out of here?
Who needs Medusa? If they hadn't taken my traps away from me, I could get us out of here myself.
But they did take him away, so shut up. Just my luck. I'd be stuck in a cell with the Trapster without his traps.
You should talk. A lot of good you're doing us, Sandman.
There's nothing that I can do. There ain't the smallest space in that plastic for me to... Hey, wait a minute. Maybe I can't smash through a plastic wall, but I sure can make my fist rock hard enough to punch my way through that window.
Wait. They must have something up their sleeves. They wouldn't make it so easy for you.
I'm through waiting. Here goes.
But the second Sandman's powerful fist crashes through the thick pane of glass. A high-voltage electric shock drives him back with a thunderous roar of rage.
Yo!
Satisfied, smart guy? And look, another pane of glass has already slid into place, so you're already back where you started from.
All right. At least I tried, didn't I? It's more than Medusa's doing. Where in places is she?
Maybe she lost interest in the Frightful Four. But don't worry. I'll think of some way to get us out of here. The Trapster isn't beaten yet. You'll see.
Meanwhile, back at the most famous headquarters in the free world.
Any sign of the kid yet, Stretch? Or Susie? What do you say?
Not yet, Ben. If only I'd completed my air jet cycle in time, the Torch wouldn't have to tackle Dragon Man alone. Hold it! I'm getting something on the scanner. It's them! They're returning! Johnny's leading them back!
I don't get it. How'd he do it? They look all palsy-walsy to me.
Then as Reed and Ben dashed to the rooftop. Hi, guys, no sweat. Everything's under control. Reed, darling, I hope you weren't too worried. My wife seized by Dragon Man and carried away. What on earth was there for me to worry about?
If I didn't know better, I see that flying freak is trying to smile.
I can't take the credit for this one, Sue. Or this one, Reed. Sue tamed him and herself. You just have to understand him. He has the mentality of a child. I convinced him you wouldn't hurt him.
Okay, he's convinced. Now what do we do with him?
That's a good question, Ben. I just wish the answer was as easy to find. There's something appealing about him.
If you think he's appealing looking, no wonder you dig me. Maybe we could teach him to bark and make a watchdog out of him.
You guys figure out what to do with him. I'm cutting out for a while. I've had enough of that bozo to last me a long, long time. In a way, it must be tough for Reed and Sis being married now. Reed really looked all shook up with worry when we got back. Well, I better get some shut-eye now. Soon as they stop whispering sweet nothings, they'll probably decide we gotta try and find Medusa and Gorgon again. We never did find out who that creep was anyway. And as the all-too-rare quiet moments tick by, Johnny's thoughts skip from one thing to another, as a teenager's will, until... Say, I haven't called Dory Evans for days. Wonder how she's doing. Well, there's only one way to find out. Hi, Dory doll, this is your hotshot heartthrob, honey. How about swigging a soda with me while we talk about my favorite subject, us? Huh? What did you say? She can't make it. A chance to go out with me, and she says she got another date. I always thought there was something very strange about that chick. Minutes later, in the gathering twilight, a lone figure thoughtfully walks along the midtown streets. I'm too restless to hang around our HQ. Maybe a walk will clear the old cobwebs. And then, almost before Johnny realizes it, I must have been daydreaming. Look where I ended up.
That's that slum neighborhood that's going to be torn down to make way for a new housing development. Wow, I must be seeing things. What's a vision like that doing in a deserted neighborhood? She almost doesn't look even real. Sort of like something out of a fairy tale. I hate to be disloyal, but she makes Dory Evans seem like a boy. She sees me, but she's recoiling. She seems startled. Why? Wait, don't go away. I'd just like to talk to you, please. Don't be alarmed. No, stay back. You mustn't. Where'd this wind come from? It's like a gale. It blew out of nowhere. No, not out of nowhere. It happened as soon as I approached the girl, almost on cue. Seconds later, when the sudden storm subsides, she's gone. But why didn't the storm send her sprawling? Why wasn't she affected? In some way, she caused it, in order to get away from me. I don't know why or how, but I'm sure as Blaze is going to find out. That's not the kind of gal a fella forgets, now or ever. The next day, as the FF clears out their largest room to make a haven for Dragon Man.
Come on, kid. If you wanted to do wool gathering, do it on your own time. I might as well be talking to my Aunt Petunia. He just ain't with it now.
Easy with that isometric thermostat, Ben. Try not to shake it too much.
Relax, Stretch. I ain't about to do any juggling acts with it.
Look at Dragon Man. He almost seems to understand what you're trying to do for him. She was like a dream. Could I have imagined the whole thing? Careful, Johnny. You almost walked into my invisible force spheres carrying that equipment. Well, if they're invisible spheres, how do you expect me to see them? You could have seen the electro-intensifier on top of them, young man. Ah, rats, you got an answer for everything. Johnny Storm, don't you dare be insolent to me.
Hey, Squirt, what you so grouchy about? If you had a face like mine, I could understand it. But what can be bugging you? Knock it off, Ben. If you're looking for some sympathy, go somewhere else.
I'm fresh out of it.
Know something? If we weren't pals, I'd make you eat them words after I got done clobbering you.
That sinks it. I got more important things to do than listen to you sound off. Go peel yourself a great big mouth. I'm going out for some air.
Why bother? You got plenty of it between your ears.
A short time later, the quick-tempered teenager, unable to get the girl he has seen out of his mind, returns to the desolate neighborhood. I'm probably making a fool out of myself, but if there's one chance in a million of seeing her again, I'm taking it. Then after almost an hour of tense waiting, it's her. Then I didn't just imagine it. You! Hold it, lady. I don't bite. I just want to talk to you. No, I can't. I mustn't. If they learn I was seen by anyone. Gal with your looks ought to be seen by everyone. What can she mean by they? Go away. Leave me alone, please. They must not find you. I don't get it. That pile of wood burst into flame when she passed by. That would be just my luck. To flip for a whistle bait witch. I better douse the fire before it spreads through the city. Seconds later, after flaming on, thus gathering the blaze onto himself. Now what did you want to go and do that for? You have hidden powers too? Then you must be one of us. Why didn't you say so? I better play cool until I find out what she's talking about. Sure, I'm one of you. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Oh, how wonderful. My name is Crystal. What's yours? I'm the Human Torch, but my friends call me Johnny. I would like to be your friend. Now that we've got that settled, what are you doing here alone? This is no neighborhood for a girl like you. Oh, but I'm not alone. Lockjaw's with me. Lockjaw? Of course. Here, I'll show you. Isn't he sweet? He follows me everywhere. He's almost as powerful and as wonderful as his master, Black Bolt himself. A giant dog, with antennae growing out of his head. Well, what have I stumbled onto? Sure, Crystal. He's sweet as sugar. Now it's time I was returning home. Lockjaw's antenna will probe the rubble and make the secret entrance door swing open. Some sort of force ray is crackling through the debris. This gets nuttier every second. And then Now come in, Johnny. I'd like you to meet my family. What happened to Lockjaw? He must have vanished himself again. He's always doing that, the silly dear. I'm way over my head. This is too big for me to figure out. If I could only contact Reed. I'm sorry Black Bolt isn't home now. I can't wait for you to meet Black Bolt. He built this place for us. We can live here in safety until the humans return to drive us away. What does she mean, the humans? What does she think she is? They can't merely be a race of mutants, or else the X-Men would have found them. There's something more than that, but what? And while a mystified Johnny Storm slowly draws nearer to the unknown, another problem is occupying his three partners. Ben, be more gentle with him, or we'll never get him into the new headquarters.
Move, you overgrown, scaleless skinned sparrow. I ain't got all day.
Roar. Careful, Ben. A rough tone of voice all the anger's in.
If you want a soothing voice, get Frank Sinatra. I ain't... Hey, let go!
Reed, what will we do? He's getting out of control again.
Break away, Ben. Don't take any chances with him. Leave him to me.
Forget it. Nobody fights my fights for me.
You fool. Are you fool? You still don't realize the extent of his power.
Ugh. He's got a kick like the Hulk.
We tried to warn you. I'll try to break them up, honey. You see if you can find that tranquilizer gun.
Don't get too near them, darling.
Stop sounding like a wife and find me that gun, lady. I can't let Ben hurt Dragon Man. He's too important to science. I've got to study him. Yet I don't dare risk Ben himself getting injured or worse. Dragon Man is far more powerful than the thing suspects. I've got to come between them, and the only way I can.
Look, Reed, look out! That big creep ain't about to stop.
A split second later, the two charging powerhouses ram headlong into Mr. Fantastic, who takes the full impact with his pliable body. While Sue, having found the tranquilizer gun at last, desperately fires it at the gigantic wigged figure. This will stop him. Shoosh! Fuck.
Hey, that really works. Look, he's starting to keel over already.
But what about Reed? He's hurt.
Look, kid, in our business, a fella expects to get a few lumps once in a while.
Ben is right, Sue.
You mustn't get overprotective of me. Actually, when my body was cubed, the shock was distributed evenly, so I'm not badly hurt.
I feel kind of sorry for this big galoot, in the way he reminds me of me, and that ain't nothing to envy. I know how it feels to be a misfit, to have to depend on your strength, 'cause you ain't got anything else to offer anyone.
What? Did you say something, Ben?
Nah, skip it, Susie. It wasn't important.
We'll have to find a way to control Dragon Man. If he ever broke loose in the city while we were studying him, it's too frightening a thought to consider. And at any rate, the tranquilizer gas will keep him quiet and relaxed until morning. By the way, where did Johnny go? I haven't seen him.
He should be back soon. He said he was taking a walk.
You treat that winged behemoth like a baby, honey.
Despite his great strength and size, he seems to need kindness and protection.
Yeah, that's the way Alicia must feel about me, too. It can't be love. It's just pity. The pity of beauty for a beast. I ain't heard from Alicia for days. Maybe if she found someone better. Better. What a laugh. How could he be worse? I used to think maybe someday I'd change back to Ben Grimm again. For good. But it's just a pipe dream. It'll never happen. Reed tried his best, but even he can't do the impossible. I might as well get used to the idea. Ben Grimm is dead. Long live the Thing.
While in another part of town, Johnny Storm is also wrapped in his own bewildering thoughts.
Who are they? How did they create a dwelling place like this, without anyone suspecting their existence? Even though Black Bolt won't be home yet, you will be able to meet the others, Johnny. Who's that, Crystal? Shh, we never disturb Karnak when he's concentrating. He has the power to find that one streak spot in any object, and thus destroy it. He's beginning to stir. He must have found the weak spot in that block of marble now. Watch. He shattered the whole block with one lightning-swift chop. Of course, did I not say he is Karnak? Shh. Karnak, this is Johnny Storm. He too is a hidden power. Pleased to meet you.
Grasp my hand, and you will see why none take liberties with Karnak. There is no one I fear, except for Black Bolt, of course.
He tossed me like I'm nothing. I couldn't even see his arm move.
But after landing on the floor, Johnny lifts his incredulous eyes to behold.
Here are the others. Gorgon has brought back my sister, Medusa. Gorgon, Medusa. Now it's all beginning to make sense.
You!
Torch, you fool. Why didn't you leave well enough alone? Triton, don't let the boy be harmed. He once befriended me.
Triton does not interfere. What will be, will be.
Johnny, how do you know my sister? I do not understand.
No time to explain now, Crystal. So, you're a part of this whole superpowered race, Medusa?
Flee, Torch. Do not remain here if you value your life.
Crystal was deceived. He is not one of us.
No matter. He cannot escape while Gorgon stands.
Then before the torrid teenager can burst into flame, the surging impact of Gorgon's kick hurls him off his feet.
Ugh. He has the power of limitless flame, but you can stop him, Triton.
No, Triton. He is only a youth.
You who tried to desert us have no right to speak. Triton shall handle him.
A glass wall, rising out of nowhere, trapping me.
Boy, Crystal's kinfolk makes the monsters seem like a nice, average, typical American family. But I gotta get out of here and alert the FF. They gotta be warned. Water, spatting up from the floor. If I don't make a move fast, I'll be too wet for action. Flame on! What a stroke of luck. They didn't think to make the ceilings fireproof. Gorgon! He's escaping! Triton failed! That's Karnak. Gorgon, he's escaping! Triton failed!
When Black Bolt hears of this, his anger will be unimaginable.
Now, if only the others can see my signal before Medusa's murderous little mob can lose themselves again. If only Crystal wasn't a part of all this. And on the other side of town, the red alert signal. It's from the Torch. He's in trouble.
I'm almost glad. Another few minutes alone with my thoughts, and I got off my rocker.
It must be serious. Johnny would never use the emergency 4 otherwise.
Luckily, the air jet is finally completed. Hop on, we'll be there in no time.
You mean that nutty-looking
Contraption will carry the 3 of us?
This I gotta see.
Hurry, please.
Within seconds, the latest of Reed Richards' brilliant scientific creations makes its first public appearance as the superbly maneuverable airjet cycle streaks across the city, darting between buildings, hedge-hopping over rooftops, noiselessly held aloft by the powerful, shock-absorbing cushions of jet air.
Stretcho, I gotta hand it to you. I never thought in a million years, would have thought it would work.
Faster, darling. The flare is beginning to fade. In another few seconds, we'd have lost it.
Not a chance, honey. The built-in automatic compensator is already zeroed in on the spot. The space-age racing bike could find Johnny by itself now, if it had to. Look, it's a striped-down whirly-bird.
It's a turbo-powered racing car. It's a flying bicycle.
Whatever it is, I don't believe it. True to Reed's prediction, the airjet cycle sets down exactly on target where they find.
Johnny, where are you? What are you doing here?
At least she didn't say what a nice kid
like you's doing in a place like this. Come quick! I found Medusa and Gorgon, and what looks like a whole race of Inhumans. Inhumans. That my suspicions was correct. Medusa and Gorgon are related in some strange way. Yeah, no shit there. He abducted her. I don't know what could be more of an associate.
Medusa was saying like how powerful Gorgon was in that. I remember last issue. But anyway, lead us to them, Johnny, fast. We gotta be careful. They have a giant dog named Lockjaw who pops out of nowhere, and there's some character named Black Bolt that I haven't even seen yet. You gotta be kidding, boy. It sounds like a gag. Easy, Ben. He's not kidding. They're all hidden somewhere down below. There. That's part of the entrance. Somehow I feel as though there are unseen eyes watching us.
Why are they all so jittery? Why can we bump into anything I can't handle?
They don't suspect that we're on the rooftops now. They're directly below us. Karnak, you know what to do.
Stand back, Gorgon. There. By probing the wall until I find its weakest spot, I can easily remove a section with one skillfully placed chop.
Perfect.
You know, if the kid escaped, they'll figure he went for help. So why would they stay in the same spot, waiting for us to find them?
You're right, Ben. Perhaps we should fan out a bit. It's too quiet here. Then suddenly a piercing scream splits the evening stillness. Ah! Look out! Above, a collapsing wall! Look, there's someone up above.
Heads up, all of you.
Leave it to me. Glad to, Ben.
It's clobbering time. That hunk of junk didn't just collapse. Somebody tossed it at us.
Now that we know where you are, the jig's up, Gorgon. You won't escape us again. Simmer down, you two. It doesn't pay to be so belligerent when facing an unknown factor.
What unknown factor?
The kid already saw all of them. Correction, Ben. All except one.
Black Bolt, they are assembled below us.
The time has come. Let them feel your power. Next issue. The shocking, mind-staggering secret of Black Bolt. So the next issue is it's the first full appearance of Black Bolt's the next issue. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.